Hey man, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy back again. Video, you feed me? Yeah. Today, talking about the kill streaks, man. I'm excited for this game, man. I'm gonna be going crazy. I'm gonna bring back that Call of Duty content. I should have been still playing 6-6. Gameplay wise wasn't bad, but the loops and maps, I wasn't trying to deal with that. I ain't gonna lie. So I've been playing Marvel Rivals, 2K just dropped, been playing Mad, been playing Borderlands, been playing Overwatch, been playing a whole bunch of, other stuff. You feel me? But Black Ops 7 come back, I'm getting that camo. You know what I'm saying? Going crazy. We dropping streaks. Like I said, that's what we're talking about today. But hopefully, Black Ops 7, hopefully the streaks are good. And I mean, Black Ops 4. The last time streaks was actually good was Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4. Not MW3. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not 2019. Black Ops 4. Sniper's Nest. Hopefully they bring that back. I know they're going to keep doing that through the seasons or through the events. They bring back streaks. Sniper's Nest need to come back. Sniper's Nest, that shit was raw in Black Ops 4. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But let's get into it. Exclusive face on the screen. You already know how it is. Go link in the description. Yeah. Let's see all 21 streaks.
What's up, guys? My name is Ace, and we're continuing our series of breaking down everything that was revealed for the multiplayer side of things for Black Ops 7. And in today's video, we're going to be diving deep into all of these score streaks you're going to be seeing in the game, including their overclocks. Which, if you guys have missed it, overclocks are a new feature where you can actually level up your score streaks and your field upgrades and equipment. And once you do that, you unlock these overclocks, and you can select the overclock you want to use to give that item an additional boost. Now, unfortunately, while going through this list, they didn't share our score costs for each of these score streaks, but as far as I can tell, at least, these do appear to be in the order that they will appear from the lowest score to the highest score. And let's just dive right into this with the Scout Pulse. This one will be available in the beta, and it's the same Scout Pulse that we would expect, at least by default. It's a radar ping that reveals nearby enemies on the user's minimap. This one only applies to you, not your teammates, so your teammates don't get to see that pulse. And the first overclock is lower score cost to earn. This is going to be a fairly common overclock for many of the streaks on this, whereas with the second overclock, now the radar pings will show directional arrows for enemies, not just dots. Next up, also available in the beta, is the RCXD.
Go back on that.
For enemies, not
overclock 2 radar ping shows directional radars instead of dots. I like that. So it's like a self events. And then lower cost, that's the first streak in the game. That's what, like 400, 300. So it's probably gonna be 300 if you overclock it like 250. So you're gonna be getting that. And looping streaks. I'm wondering, is overclocking like because I'm still trying to figure out, can you choose what streaks can you overclock? Or can you just overclock everything if you use it enough? But then that'll be OD. I'm not gonna lie. That'll be OD. I ain't gonna, if every streak can get overclocked at the same time. Come on now.
Just dots. Next up, also available in the beta is the RCXD, which is just that small remote-controlled and remotely detonated explosive vehicle. And Overclock 1 gives you increased resistance to enemy gunfire, whereas Overclock 2 allows you to see target indicators on occluded enemies in medium range. So you can see markers for enemies through walls with this, with a range limit attached to that. Then we've got the UAV, which reveals enemy locations on the minimap for you and your teammates. And with Overclock 1 on this, it counters the first lock-on missile with a flare, and it increases bullet resistance. That's pretty powerful for a UAV. Whereas Overclock 2 just lowers the score cost to earn one. And I forgot to mention, this will be available in the beta, as well as the next one, which is the Skewer. And this is a fire and forget air-to-ground projectile for precision eliminations. It has a bladed design that minimizes collateral damage. So from the looks of this, you don't actually control this, you just call it in, and it comes from the sky. It will automatically target an enemy player, and it will come down on them and kill them, but it doesn't have like a big explosive radius. It looks like it's primarily just going to be getting single kills, unless they happen to have enemies standing really close to them. As for Overclock 1 on this will target higher priority enemies when possible, so I'm assuming enemies that are on a streak, or maybe enemies that are just higher up on the leaderboard in that moment. And for Overclock 2, you get increased velocity, so presumably it'll be harder for that player to dodge out of the way.
But that's the same thing. If you think about it, niggas that's on streaks, they're always at the top of the leaderboards. Don't target the nigga at the bottom, because all the time he negative. This is a good little streak, good little new
and maybe
streak.
Get to cover before this lands on their head. Now, after that one, we have the care package, where you just call in the airdrop, and it'll contain a random score streak. This one won't be available in the beta. And for Overclock 1 on this, it will allow you to re-roll a care package one time. So if you don't like the streak that you got, you can hit that re-roll button and you get a different streak. Whereas Overclock 2 is a lower score cost to earn. Then we've got the counter UAV, which will be in the beta, and this one just scrambles all enemy minimaps. And the overclocks are the same as the UAV, so the first one counters the first lock-on missile and increases bullet resistance, whereas the second one will just lower score cost. Next up, we have the LGM, and this says you launch a continuous bombardment of explosive shells at a targeted area. So basically the LDBR from Black Ops 6 just reskinned into this more futuristic vehicle. And with Overclock 1 on this, it will rain down extra projectiles, whereas with Overclock 2, you can mark a second target location. However, you're going to get reduced payload per zone, so it's going to be splitting that up more. So each zone will be less effective than if you were just calling in one without the overclock. Then after that, the Napalm Strike is returning in Black Ops 7, and with this one, you launch that targeted carpet bomb strike of explosive napalm. And Overclock 1 will reveal enemies longer and display their movement directions while aiming a strike. So when you open up that tablet or whatever to call it in, you're going to get more information. Whereas with Overclock 2, the flames will burn longer. Next, we've got the Sentry Turret, which is an automated turret that scans for and attacks nearby enemies in a forward-facing cone. And with Overclock 1, it will increase the turret rotation for greater coverage, whereas Overclock 2 adds the ability to control the turret remotely. Now, after that, we have the Hellstorm, which is a controllable long-range cruise missile with boost capabilities and secondary missiles. And Overclock 1 will add an additional cluster missile, whereas with Overclock 2, missiles will now be able to lock onto score streaks. Then we have the hand cannon returning, this time with a different look to it compared to Black Ops 6, and there's a really nice sight on this as well. I really like the looks of that. And this is just that powerful large caliber handgun with a high bullet damage and penetration, so it will be a one-shot kill. And Overclock 1 gives you more ammo in the mag, whereas Overclock 2 will allow you to use dual hand cannons. And I'm curious to see if this is going to work like the clips with the non-score streak pistols we saw, where on the fly you can switch to having dual pistols or a single pistol. I assume we'll see that same behavior with the hand cannon if you're using that.
I think this would be raw. I ain't gonna lie. Cause like if you got an Overclock 2, so say like I got the dual base, so one, I'm already getting more ammo. Probably like three extra bullets or like 2 extra bullets. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy where you fucking around. You got 10 extra bullets with a hand cannon. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So technically, yeah, with you got like what 2 extra bullets. Now we do the, you know what I'm saying, the dual Johnny Thang pistols. Now we really got 20 bullets, but you know what I'm saying, less accurate. So will it be like if I got the dual shots, right? I put my shit up, waste all my ammo. Do I pull the other one on and waste all the ammo too, or is it like just gone? Or is a glitch gonna be in the game to where I got buku ammo if I got the dual jumps, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is it gonna be?
A second overclock. Next, we've got the Gravemaker, and this one will be in the beta. And with this, it's a one-hit kill sniper rifle that can reveal and eliminate targets
this is what that nigga Swag was talking about.
And that sounds pretty scary and potentially frustrating, but it really just comes down to how they end up balancing this at the end of the day. With Overclock 1, you just get a larger magazine with this, whereas Overclock 2 reduces the charge time before firing. So it appears that's going to be at least one way that they keep this in check is when you pull the trigger, it doesn't fire immediately. There will be a delay before going off. So that should make it at least a little bit more difficult to hit targets through walls, especially if they're on the move. Then also available in the beta, we've got Dog, which is a deployable, armored, weaponized ground craft featuring a large caliber turret and a rocket pod, and it's very effective against infantry targets. With Overclock 1 on this, it will add the ability to use Sentry mode, where the Dog will hunker down and guard an area and deploy a supply pack, as well as an integrated trophy system. And then Overclock 2 just gives you a longer active duration on this. Then after that one, we've got Interceptors. And with this, you call in a group of 5 jets to destroy enemy flying targets. So it's just designed to be taking out air.
One was just sitting out like the reason, what was it called? It wasn't called Interceptors in Cold War. What was it called? Y'all remember what it's called? Put it in the comments, bro. But these right here, the only reason these was annoying in Black Ops, in Cold War, was because everybody had it. Everybody had, and then when you die, it didn't reset your streak. So like, say if I was about to get a nuke, not a nuke. Say if I was about to get let's streak in the game, the highest streak. Say let's just say I was gonna get a chopper gun, and I died 16 times for actually finally fulfilling my dreams of getting that chopper gunner. That shit was dumb as hell. So everybody had it, and it was like what? I think like 1,500. Something like that. That shit was low as fuck.
It doesn't target players at all. And with Overclock 1, you can deploy interceptors without detected threats. So it seems like without this overclock, you can only call this in if there's an enemy score streak in the air already. Otherwise, it just won't let you. However, this overclock will allow you to do that and therefore shut the skies down and prevent enemies from calling their streaks in, I believe. And with overclock 2, it just requires less score to earn. Then after that, in the beta, the Watchdog Helo will be returning, and this just provides close air support that pings and attacks enemies in your area, just like in Black Ops 6. And with Overclock 1, you get improved durability against enemy attack, whereas Overclock 2 allows you to direct the Watchdog Helo to guard an area, rather than just following you around. As for the next one, this will also be available in the beta. This is the HKDs, and with this, an aerial payload will deliver these wheeled hunter-killer drones which seek targets and explode. So it sounds like they're going to be performing like mini wraps from Black Ops 3, and Overclock 1 gives you improved durability against enemy attack, whereas Overclock 2 allows you to deploy additional GDU drop pods. Then we've got the Rhino, which will also be in the beta, and this is a remotely controlled armored robotic soldier equipped with a deadly minigun. And Overclock 1 on this will reveal nearby enemy location on the Rhino's minimap, and you also get enhanced radar length and duration, whereas Overclock 2 just gives you an extended runtime for the Rhino. And then finally, for our beta streaks at least, we've got the VTOL warship, which looks like it is going to be the highest streak in the beta. And with this, you control a VTOL armed with a turret and air-to-land missiles. And with Overclock 1, this adds the ability to boost in a direction, which will break enemy rocket lock-on. That's an interesting one. Whereas Overclock 2 just gives you increased durability. Now after that, everything from here on will only be available at launch, but we've got the HARP, which is a high-altitude recon vehicle. And this will detect and reveal enemy positions as well as direction on the minimap in real time. With Overclock 1 on this, it will deploy flares against incoming lock-on rockets, whereas Overclock 2 will just give you a lower score cost to earn one. Then the EMP is going to be returning in Black Ops 7, and this is a massive electromagnetic pulse weapon that disrupts enemies and destroys all hostile equipment and vehicles. So basically shuts everything down and likely will be disrupting the HUD of enemy players and preventing them from calling in streaks while this is active. And Overclock 1 gives you a lower score cost to earn this, whereas Overclock 2 will prevent enemies from using score streaks and field upgrades for a long duration. And I assume that means for a longer duration than by default, or perhaps without that overclock, it doesn't prevent them from using their streaks or field upgrades. Time will have to tell on that one, since the wording on this is a little bit vague. And this just leaves us with what appears to be the highest streak in the game. This is Legion, which is a large autonomous drone cluster that patrols the skies, automatically seeking targets and exploding on impact. So basically, the Swarm from Black Ops 2, they also brought it back in Modern Warfare 3. With Overclock 1 on this, you get additional sensors that allow them to target hostile score streaks and field upgrades, as well as enemy infantry, whereas Overclock 2 will give you more drone clusters to provide extra coverage. And there we have it. Those are all of the streaks that are going to be in Black Ops 7, at launch at least. They have also confirmed that more streaks will be coming down the road as post-launch content. And I'm very curious to see if they're essentially just going to be following...
Mark my words, nigga. Sniper's nest. Inbound. I'm telling you.
Suit with what they did in Black Ops 6 post-launch, where all of the post-launch streaks are the handheld streaks, or if they're going to mix things up a little bit more and we can get some more variety out of those post-launch streaks. Additionally, something I wanted to mention here, since we're on the topic of streaks, is there was no mention of a nuke streak being in the game like we have in Black Ops 6, where if you get a 30 kill streak, with those kills coming from like your gun and equipment, not your other score streaks, aside from the handheld ones, then you can get a nuke, which you don't have to equip or anything. It's just that secret bonus streak. I suspect we will be seeing this in Black Ops 7, and the Ghost of Hope, who is one of the bigger leakers in the community right now, did tweet this, which seems to be hinting at the fact that the nuke will be returning in Black Ops 7. Perhaps one of us will be able to find out for sure at COD Next in the next handful of days. If not, we'll definitely find out throughout the beta at least. But next, let's talk about the streak count at launch, and we're going to be seeing 21 total, which, as you can see, is a great amount of streaks. It's tied with the most recent Modern Warfare 3, and outside of that, they are the best that we've seen since COD Ghosts way back in the day. So definitely a very healthy number of streaks at launch.
This right here, MW3, this is when we start coddling niggas, man. This is all when it started. If you think about it, we had the support streaks. I remember had one of the best streaks. It was like 18 kills. She was the best. Like, so you had, not only you had the assault, you had support, and you had one more. It was three tiers of streaks. I can't remember the last one. This one, it wasn't even streaks, nigga. Target finder, LSAT. This one, don't really remember. I think it was the dog though. AW, that's when we toned it down with the streaks, but you did also have the advantages of putting, you know what I'm saying, attachments on your, basically attachments on your shit. You feel me? Then everything else, they started adding streaks right here. This game was ass. This game was ass. Gameplay was alright, but overall, game was ass. So there's 2 back-to-back ass games right here. Gameplay was good. Maps was fucking dog shit on here. This game was actually smooth. I ain't gonna lie. This game was fun. Especially the zombies fun as hell. You already know the greatest game right here all the time. You got the second greatest game right here all the time. You know what I'm saying? Right here all the time. All the time. These 2 right here cold as fuck. Can't lie. This game was, you know what I'm saying? But it was fun as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. AW brought in this. This can walk, so this can run. You feel me? Niggas was tired of this. It was still smooth though. This right here. Before they fired Buddy, game was straight dog shit. After they fired, this game was actually decent. I ain't gonna lie, but it was too late. Black Ops 4, the last decent Call of Duty. MW2, the most glazed piece of dog shit ever. You know what I'm saying? All maps in this game was ass. You was dying in nanoseconds. Cold War, the niggas hate this game, but shit, this is more a Treyarch game than this is. We ain't gonna talk about Vanguard or these 2. This shit is straight dog ass. I ain't gonna lie. This right here, step up. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out. I always say salute to Sledgehammer, because they took everything that was wrong with this game, smacked it in here, made it way more, but not even a little bit. And then this gameplay, like I said, gameplay was decent, maps was dookie, and it doesn't feel like a Treyarch game.
In the game. And also, we're going to be seeing 11 of those in the beta. That may be the most streaks we've ever seen in a beta. I don't have the data on that on hand, but that seems like a lot for a beta build of the game. But overall, quantity-wise at least, this is looking great. Now, just a few other thoughts I wanted to talk about here. First off, when it comes to overclocking, I think it's interesting that they're bringing this ability in. It provides a bit more depth to the progression experience, as well as just a little bit more control over what your streaks are doing. I will say I wasn't the biggest fan of being able to upgrade or change your streaks in Advanced Warfare, and I believe Infinite Warfare as well, you could do that. Just because that would create unpredictability when it comes to counterplay. So when someone calls a particular streak in, I like knowing exactly what that streak is capable of. I don't like wondering to myself, which of the many versions of this streak is this, and therefore how do I counter that particular version?
That was because in AW, I remember this well as shit. In AW, we had, so you know how you had the Obsidian Steve Ball, nigga, we had legendary UAVs. We had legendary UAVs, man. Like there was a whole bunch of shit. God damn it.
Because it's so different from the other versions. So I was a little bit skeptical when I heard about overclocks for this, but now that we've seen the overclocks, they do seem much more reasonable. None of them really seem to be like drastically changing how the streaks work. They're more so just little bonuses that help them do largely the same things more effectively. Additionally, like I said, they haven't shown us the streak costs yet. And while I'm hoping the streak costs are going to be a bit more reasonable than Black Ops 6, I am skeptical because we're seeing a lot of the same perks as well as the combat specialty to earn streaks more effectively. That's all coming back from Black Ops 6. And that leads me to believe that the default streak costs are going to be quite high, and then they want you to make sure you're using various perks and combat specialties and stuff to reduce that cost. So I suspect it's going to be a similar story to Black Ops 6. At the very least, I really hope we see some more power out of the streaks, especially the higher end lethal streaks. And I think that's a very reasonable ask considering the fact that we have not only interceptors, but also the EMP as additional methods of countering the streaks in this game, including the high end aerial streaks. But those are just some of my thoughts and hopes when it comes to the streaks. And this is where I'm curious to hear from you guys in those comments down below. How are you feeling about all of this? Like, how are you feeling about the number of streaks we're getting at launch in Black Ops 7? Also, how are you feeling about the overclocks and how those are going to work on the streaks? Do you guys like the idea of this, or maybe not so much? Just let me know all of those thoughts down.
I like the, what the hell? The hell's going on? I like overclocking. I ain't gonna lie, adds a little bit of layer. But like he said, I like it a little bit more than AW just because we get a description on, you know what I'm saying, what they do. Streaks, like he said, hopefully these motherfuckers powerful. Last time we actually got some powerful streaks was Black Ops 4. Now they trying to, you know what I'm saying, pertain to the bums. They said it. They say, oh, we don't want the casuals to get ran on, bro. That was the glory back in the day. If you was a casual getting your ass ran on, that encourage you to get a little bit better. You feel me? So with that, hopefully streaks, they need to go crazy. Not gonna lie. I know what streak coming that what you call it coming in the game. I'm telling y'all, Sniper's Nest coming in the game. Promise. What else? Y'all can do Tempest. I can do Tempest in the game. That's another handheld. You know what I'm saying? What's another handheld? You can do the Sparrow. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of shit y'all can do. And y'all probably did the Sparrow last year. I think y'all did do that shit. But yeah. Hopefully the streaks are good. That's basically it. They about to lose. Hopefully the streaks are good. That's it. That's it. Because if they good, that means the gameplay gonna be fun. It's gonna be rewarding to actually get the streaks. That's all the streaks need to be. They need to be rewarded. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. They need to be rewarded. So if I get this streak, I get this streak. You feel me? So hopefully, like he said, 2 ways to counter. So when I counter that motherfucker, gonna be crying with the EMP, because then nobody's calling shit in. But I'm out here, Scarlight Show. Let me know how y'all feel about these streaks. I like 21 like that. Off the rip, they gonna add more. So we gonna have like damn near 30 streaks in the game. But I'm out here, Scarlight Show, man. Yeah.